Thursday morning, an attack on a town west of the Ukrainian capital. Russia continues its bombardment of Ukraine's key infrastructure. Across the country, scenes like this one in central Ukraine are a common sight, wreckages of power plants. The tactic is familiar, the weapon, until recently, was not. A kamikaze drone seen here after an attack on the other side of the country in Kharkiv. Cheap, self-detonating, and unmanned, they are a new weapon in Russia's war on Ukraine. The markings say Geran 2, but this is no Russian-made weapon. Its name is Shahed, designed and manufactured in Iran. Known as a loitering munition, it can circle a target, and the lightweight airframe can travel long distances. The U.S. government says a Russian delegation traveled to Iran in June to inspect the drones, seen here in satellite imagery obtained exclusively by CNN. In recent weeks, Russia has massively stepped up its use of the drones, evidence posted on Ukrainian social media on a near daily basis.
The enemy is trying to save up on cruise missiles, various caliber types. These Shaheds are firstly much cheaper, they can be used much more frequently, and they work in pairs.
Ukraine too uses kamikaze drones like the much smaller U.S.-manufactured Switchblade, though there is no evidence to suggest Ukraine has used the weapon against anything but military targets. Ukraine's air defense has been fairly successful in downing Russia's drones, but the fact that they are so cheap has the Ukrainians worried and plays a big part in their push this week for more Western help with air defense. Ukraine's President Zelensky says Russia has ordered 2,400 kamikaze drones from Iran. Officials here fear that as Russia increasingly targets population centers, kamikaze drones are a growing part of the arsenal.
Why is it called a switchblade?
Imagine all the wings are folded and it fits inside of this tube, right? So at the bottom we have what's known as a gas generator. It pushes the switchblade out. Once it comes and it's clear to the tube, the wings automatically flip out, and it happens very quickly. So it looks just like a switchblade.
In the nose are cameras which scan the battlefield, sending video back to an operator controlling the switchblade from a tablet.
Once it finds the target, the operator has the ability to essentially dive bomb into the target and take out the target.
One-way mission.
It's a one-way mission.
Kamikaze.
Exactly.
Armed drones usually carry weapons under the wings, launch them, and return to base. But the Switchblade carries its own warhead and blows itself up.
It is a one-and-done drone.
Wahid Nawabi runs AeroVironment, which makes the Switchblade at a secure location he's asked us not to reveal. These crates are ready to be loaded with Switchblades for Ukraine.
We've been in touch with the Ukrainian military, and they could use thousands of them. The type of conflict they're engaged with today really is almost ideal for the Switchblade capability.
He's talking specifically about those long Russian convoys creeping toward the front lines.
Switchblade can just literally take them out like popcorn. Literally.
Is the enemy going to hear it?
No. It's very, very silent. It's very, very quiet.
But if you look up, you can see it.
Well, it's not easy, right? I mean, it looks big on the table with the black background, but when it's in the sky, it's very hard to see.
But you can shoot it down.
As far as I know, it's never happened.
But the signals which control the Switchblade can be jammed, and so far only 100 have reached the battlefield. Still, the weapon has earned Wahid Nawabi a place, along with Vice President Kamala Harris, on the list of Americans Russia has sanctioned. It's not his first encounter with the Russians.
I was born and raised in Afghanistan, and I left Afghanistan right at the beginning of the occupation of the Soviet Union in Afghanistan back in the early 1980s. So in some respect, this is very emotional and personal for me as well.
At the age of 14, the oldest of 4 children, he learned what happens when the Russian army invades your country.
I've been there. I know exactly what it's like. Life changes in a matter of seconds. Completely changes, upside down.
And he remembers how one weapon, the American-made Stinger missile, helped chase the Russians out of Afghanistan.
I vividly remember the Stinger missile.
How so?
I saw what it did to the Russian helicopters. Probably seen a half a dozen of them with my own naked eyes get shot from the sky while watching from the ground.
Now he wants to see Russian tanks destroyed by his Switchblade drones.
A capability that you cannot hear, you cannot see, you cannot tell where it came from, and boom, all of a sudden hits you, just creates havoc in your mind. Oh my God, what is this? What's happening to us?